I as a woman, I don't have a problem saying that. But you find in most cases, men don't. They will come and say, yes, a hot lady, yes, sexy, yes, I want her. He comes, he picks me. You know, he will pick me with all my nonsense.
Actually, not even picking. You know, once you sit down and say, this is what I want, he will agree because he likes you.
Yes.
And he won't say that this one, I'm not comfortable with it. You know, he'll be like, we will adapt with time.
Hi guys, I'm Becca.
I am Sophia.
Okay, so we have something interesting. Yesterday someone sent me something. It's a message where we want to source our discussion from. Hi the ID, the person anataka kwe concealed. So niko na huyu boyfriend, we've dated for 3 years now. Nampenda sana na najua ananipenda pia. Alinitafutia job, inalipa poa sana. Though ye hunitumia fare ya kupenda job. Ye unipeleka dates, nikimwambia niko na issue ya doa anatuma. Yeah. He's got all a woman wants in a man, but shida huyo boy unibo sana, like anakubali kila kitu namwambia. At times ya argument haongei. Mi siwezi taka mtu msoft hivyo, at least akue mkali kiasi.
You know, I wonder what women usually want in this life, because most of the times you will hear other women being like, I want a calm man, a man who can handle situations, a man who will not fight me when I'm arguing. And then this one got actually the right man, and she's still complaining. So can you please, someone make me understand what we usually want in this world?
It's actually not that complicated as people want to make it seem. It's not. It's like, it's not that complicated.
Okay.
Because, skia, like, hata wewe, imagine ile instant umerudi home and like you did something wrong. For instance, you'd sneak out of the house and then like you came in late, later than expected. Would you appreciate if your parent communicated, or like ungefika nyumbani na unajua amekujamia na hakwambi kitu?
Of course. Of course. I will want them to communicate, of course.
Good.
But at some point, I feel like this guy doesn't usually see a point of arguing with a woman, because this is a relationship. This is not a mother and a father relationship. A mother and a daughter relationship. To son.
No, I feel like you have it all wrong.
Okay, make me understand, please.
I feel like not every woman always, like when you're in an argument, when you have an issue, it needs to be addressed. And for some reason, men always take this particular moment as an argument. For instance, I don't like what you did, okay? And it really upset me. I come and tell you, okay, so I don't like this. You know, I like feedback. I want you to talk to me. You're my man. We're supposed to know how are we sorting this so it does not happen in future. But apparently most men will take that as an argument.
You know, the different expectations for what being a man entails can often leave someone very confused and lost about how they should act, you know.
Fair enough.
And maybe the woman, when they got into the relationship, she was like, me, this is the kind of man that I want. I want a calm man, this and this. And then she got that actually he gave her that. And then maybe it came a point, he was too perfect. And the woman got bored. So, I mean, even women sometimes don't know what they want. But you can agree with that. One point we want this. Another moment we want something different from what we asked for.
No, I pretty much know what I want. I'm speaking as a woman. So, I know what I want. And when I get it, I'm satisfied, I'm content. I will work on keeping it.
You will never get satisfied.
But
guys.
Listen. Unana, human beings, the human nature, generally we cannot be satisfied. If you play the we cannot be satisfied card, even men are not satisfied. So both of us, in fact, when it comes to relationship matters, you sacrifice, I sacrifice. We know there's some shortcomings of human beings. You feel like it's a little bit tough to sacrifice, but we have to find a balance in order to keep it pushing. And when it comes to something you have mentioned, societal status or standards, these standards were set by men. I'm sorry to say. They set them up. For the longest time, men have been leaders, naturally leaders, since time immemorial, since Stone Age period. It is the men who have always been out there leading in groups.
But what's the problem with a man leading?
The problem is
He's supposed to lead, actually.
yes, there is no problem with men leading, but now they set standards that themselves cannot live up to.
Because as women, we also have standards that we want them to reach. But we can't tolerate them when they go wrong.
Listen, the problem with setting standards, you cannot lead a multiple group of people with different types of background, different types of experiences, and expect them to go and achieve one particular goal. You understand?
Okay.
You have your own life experiences, I have my own life experiences.
Sure.
But if someone just decides that all of us, for instance, the education system in Kenya, unaona, like all of us tumekewa, we are supposed to pass, all of us. You understand? That is the line.
All of us
that is the line.
actually have the
Capacity
same capacity to actually
exactly.
excel.
We have different experiences. We have
We think
different,
differently.
Yes.
And
so we cannot always pass. You understand?
But they make us
But
unique.
there are people who pass.
Exactly.
So instead of men setting up these standards, especially for women, instead of them setting the standards, they should go and find the woman they want, because not everybody can be the woman they want.
And then what are you doing there as a woman? If you know very well the standards that this man wants me to actually act upon, I cannot reach them. What am I even doing there?
Do most people know?
Of course. Once you get into a relationship, you don't sit down and discuss, this is what I want, what do you want, how can we,
This is the point I'm trying to drive.
Okay, please.
Men do not like disclosing their emotions. And the most convenient way of disclosing your emotions is communicating. A lot of guys have a problem communicating.
True.
They always really, really hold back. And communicating is a very, very key element
essential.
in any type of relationship, not marital relationship, not dating relationship only, but even families and friends. All types of relationship, communication is key.
Actually,
you understand?
It's a foundation.
You cannot live with people and not communicate and expect to be okay.
It's like building a house. You need a very good foundation. If you don't have a good foundation, it will break down. So yeah.
So if it's key, it means, where does this put us? If I have, this is what I believe in. I believe this is how my relationship will work. If you have this, we can work out. I, as a woman, I don't have a problem saying that. But you find in most cases, men don't. They will come and say, yes, a hot lady, yes, sexy, yes, I want her. He comes, he picks me. He will pick me with all my nonsense.
Actually, not even picking. Once you sit down and say, this is what I want, he will agree because he likes you.
Yes.
And he won't say that, this one, I'm not comfortable with it. He'll be like, we will adapt with time. And I think that's one of the worst mistakes.
You see, adapting with time doesn't necessarily work, because
they don't change.
Yes, apparently for some reason, romantic relationships always start from a good point and degrade over time. It has like a up and down graph. So you have your up moments, down moments, but most of the time it's supposed to start from the peak and then go down and then up and then down. It's very hard to get it from a low point of scale and shoot it up.
Yeah.
So hoping to get into a relationship and push it up, it ni very hard. But according to me, is standards zinafaa kuloa. If a man can just begin by communicating, you don't like me, tell me. If you do not like this type of nail, tell me. If I decide to get angry, I am angry, but I know my man does not like this. But what if you leave me out in the cold? Every time I'm trying to communicate, you are quiet. I don't know what is your perspective. I don't know your understanding. I don't know your interpretation of the situation.
And you're not like spiritual to know, and yeah, this is what she wants, but this is what he wants. That is why communication is key, because most of the times we expect so much from people and we can't have a heart-to-heart conversation.
Exactly.
And we miss the point. We usually miss the point.
Okay, then again, the issue, talking about that, I have been talking to several guys of late. I just wanted to inquire and know. I'm not shooting my shot.
Okay.
No, I'm not shooting my shot, really. So the thing is, like, I've talked to most guys, and I've figured that most Gen Zs have this assumption that they want to get to their 30s and become successful and reach out for young girls. Just for young girls. You understand this notion?
I have
Which
heard it.
I am personally, I don't support it. I'm not going to lie.
I can't support it as well, because that's like buying a wife.
Yes.
And you're not supposed to buy a wife in the first place. And these are young girls. I mean, too young.
Okay, and then, like, the idea that if you have a vast amount of money. If you're rich, you can be able to get anyone you want.
Really.
That theory is actually a fallacy.
Because there are things you can't buy.
You'll always get who you want when that person wants you back.
Exactly.
That is the right theory. And I feel like toxic masculinity is feeding men the idea that they can be able to get anything they want if they have money.
That is actually a very, very wrong thinking. I can't even sit down and try to imagine that some men can actually think in that kind of perspective, you know. Because why should you wait for you to be rich so that you can get someone? I mean, there's things you can't buy in life. There are things you can't buy. And one of the most important things in life is getting a loyal woman, a good woman, because that one will never betray you. But if you want first to get money, my friend, you'll get a woman who loves money, not a woman who loves you, actually.
Yes.
And when the money ends, my friend, it ends with you as well.
But let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. But would you prefer a man to look for a woman without money, if he's not ready to take care of the woman?
Okay. First of all, what I think in my perspective is a man who can provide. You know, when you say money, it sounds like money, like a huge amount, like this guy's like loaded. But if a man can provide and he has a vision, you know, then I think we are good.
So where's the line drawn? So like what because wealth has become a very huge problem in terms of balancing relationships. And every girl, like, guys think that girl will want them because of money. So what can you tell these guys when your mentality? Because I also don't agree with it personally. I feel like it's a fallacy.
See, but say they look for women who have money also, because that will solve it. Because if you look for a woman who has money, then that's enough. Because if you still date a woman that doesn't have money, at some point they'll still feel like she loves me because of my money. So if they get women at their level, they will then, it will be better. Ama, what do you think?
No, like, I had this conversation, like a very similar conversation, and it's funny how the topic went, because when I talk to young guys, they're like, I don't have money, and these girls, they don't understand that I don't have cash, and they're putting me in a tough spot, so I just thought I should just fuck around like they do.
That's a stupid excuse.
And I should just go and find someone I can easily have sex with, and that's just it, until I be able to get until I be able to get money, then I will get a wife.
That is toxic.
And I know. And then there's a guy who has money, and then he's like, no, my woman loves me for money. So I'm like, where do men stand?
What do you guys want?
Where do men stand? Where do men stand? Because they're making it so hard for women. When I ask a guy, would you marry a woman who is educated, independent, and can stand on her 2 feet on her own? Then the man is like, no, I wouldn't want my wife to earn more than I do. But then again, when we want men who have more money than we have,
They feel like
we are gold diggers,
digging for
yes,
the gold.
So like, where do men stand?
Okay. Okay, let me think as a man. Let me at least let me support men for a reason. Okay. At some point, if I was a man, I don't think I would be with a woman when I don't have money, because a woman is a very expensive thing. I mean, I need to be there. Like, I'm the head. I need to support this woman. I need to buy clothes for this woman. I need to surprise her. You know, not necessarily a lot of money, but at least I need to be earning something to show this woman that, manze, I can actually provide. You know, I can give you what you need, even though it's not like a lot. At least I can do something for you. You know, and if a man feels like they don't have, okay, honestly, I'm poor. What will I do? I'm a man, but I don't have money. And these women of nowadays, all they want is good life. The Instagram thing has lied to women nowadays, and they feel like if I go and watch something online, and I'm like, what? And this guy bought a car for the girlfriend. Hey, me want this. And now we are influenced by our peers in a very bad way, because now we feel like everything on social media is real, and we want that life as well. And it makes us also be like, the person that you're with, you feel like this person is not bringing anything to the table. You know, they're not trying. And not because they're not trying. Actually, they're trying. They're doing their best. But you are getting influence from other people.
But if you listen, like, I've been trying to understand it. First of all, when it comes to men, I am anti-men in terms of how they think. Let me just take you slowly, okay? One, it's the perception about sex and a relationship. You understand? They say women are complicated, yet they all complain about the same thing. We're human beings. Let's be smart. Let's stop acting dumb.
Sure.
If you see a particular nature, like let's say, how a disease discovered in the hospital. You go, you portray the same symptoms, and the doctor is like, oh, there's an outbreak pale, because they're all coming, they're rearing, let's test in the lab, they find out cholera, there's an outbreak, they find a disease, they go and try and stop it. If women are argumentative or and whatnot, and all of them are complaining and saying women at large, which cannot be true, si kila mtu atakuwa hivyo.
True.
Understand? If women are this, mbona wasikae chini, like human beings who have a common sense and a brain, and try and be sober and find a solution. Because you cannot always be online sitting down and chatting and arguing about how people are. If you cannot work out with someone,
Sit down and fix your
go and
shit.
find the next person. And it's period. Ni hivyo tu.
And that is toxic, because if you haven't solved this with this woman, you will go and find another woman with the same thing and even worse.
And that is what I tell
And you'll
ladies.
get that one, and you'll get another problem, and you'll go again to, sit down, fix your shit.
That's what I tell ladies. If you think your man is worse, go and find the next one. Go and find the next one. Like, he will just...
That's a chain. You'll keep on being with every man in the world.
Exactly.
And your value will be lost.
So until you can detect, because when I talk about men or women, when I'm involved in gender conversations, there's a very thin line drawn between gender and bad people, because they're
True.
generally bad people.
Yeah.
You can be in a relationship with a toxic person who will assault you physically or mentally. Please leave.
Leave.
Hapo hakuna,
Violence,
like,
there's no any conversation or anything.
Someone who mtu anakugaslight,
discussion.
belittles you, or make you look stupid.
Leave.
Please just go.
Just
because
leave.
the
Don't
most
even
important,
stay there.
a relationship is supposed to empower you, and not just romantic relationships, but every other type of relationship. I normally tell people, why are you treating romantic relationships like so different, so different?
Exactly.
Because it's just a type of relationship like any other type of relationship. Like me and my sibling relationship, parent-child relationship, there are different types of relationship.
You just said that, and you reminded me. I had a friend. She was like, Sophie, I really love this man. He has been beating me up, and I really love him, and I don't know what to do. And then you're like, so what are you doing there? So you go. And then she's like, no, I love this guy. And and then you're like, okay, fine. What do you want us to do?
Okay, so
That is a toxic man. Go. Like, run. Don't even look back. Oh my God.
okay, so what I was saying, so like when it comes to all these conversations that men talk about women and say women this, women
Blah, blah,
that, women this, women that, no, and the most relevant that I can pretty much agree, a woman can be nagging. Women can be nagging.
Not can. We
Women-
are. Say it again.
Okay,
we
women
are.
are nagging.
Personally, I am. He knows.
Okay, so if that is the case, if majority or almost all women are nagging, then it's something that, no, we didn't sit down in a forum as women and decide, from today onwards we are going to start nagging our men.
They don't nag because they like nagging. It's because there's somewhere there's something the man is not doing right. And when she speaks it over and over again, this man is not actually listening or putting anything into action.
So technically nagging is you communicating, and your husband is like, or your partner feels like, I don't want to participate in this conversation.
Not actually that. Like, uko na tu kisirani. Uko na tu mambo yako. There's nothing I've done. And they don't actually feel as if they are wrong. They don't feel as if this man, you're talking about this, and it's like, I haven't done anything wrong. and he's actually wrong, but he can't see that he's wrong. That's a toxic trait, actually.
Okay. For me as a woman, let me tell you, as a woman, I have understood that trait, that men do not understand women, and they don't even want to try and understand women.
Exactly.
And there is this notion that has summarized it, that women are complicated. No, women are not complicated.
Not at all.
No, we are not rocket science, honey. We are not calculus. We are human beings, and we
Actually,
portray habits.
women are the simplest people to understand in the world.
Habits give birth to character.
Exactly.
You understand? I will take my time and understand my man. And I will know, so this is what he likes, this is what he likes, this is how he does things, this is how he does things. But when it comes to a man, he finds it absolutely difficult to reciprocate that energy.
They're not usually so committed.
Yes. So what I do is this. I communicate so that you say you like. I know I will not make a fuss out of it. By the way, women should stop being nagging, and I mean nagging.
Why should we
Because
stop?
there's a difference between communicating and being nagging.
Wait, no, this time I'm going to support women. Let me tell you, let me give you an example, yeah?
Yeah.
So this guy, I'm dating this guy, and I have been repeating the same thing countless times, and he has not been listening, to a point right now I can't even speak about it anymore. The only thing I can do is shout until it gets into your nerves and your head, because I'm telling this guy, me don't like you doing this. Final change. You think changing is changing? Wait, he's not going to change. You repeat again, you repeat again, you repeat again, and we get hurt, we get hurt, because this man, when he tells you something, he expects you to listen. But when you tell him something, it's like, I'm a man, don't come home late. I was watching football. I was doing this. Excuses. Someone comes home at 3, at 4 in the morning. You keep on repeating. They're always doing stupid things. They're always clubbing. Like, tell me, as a woman, are you going to tolerate that? You'll end up nagging and living.
Personally, I generally believe there are way important issues in life than me
Exactly.
trying, than me trying to convince him to come home early. I love him. I want him to be mine. I want him to be my man. I want to nearly own him.
Here we're not
but
talking
I can't.
about him to be.
Wait,
He doesn't even communicate that I'm going to be. Come on, no, because he's not even communicating that hey, I'll be late. There's that communication. I'll be late. That one I'll understand. I'll never sleep. But he's not talking.
Listen, I'm telling you my perspective.
Okay, fine.
My perspective. I believe in every single thing we categorize as a mistake. There's a very human perspective about it. You understand? And when it comes to how men do their activities, for example, playing PS or like going out for balls or hang out with the boys, those are what they consider fun.
Exactly.
Okay? I have my own activities that I do for fun. Okay? I expect him to understand my comfort. And I should also understand his comfort. There should be rules and guidelines. And I'm always thorough about this, by the way. I don't like throwing words. I will not come and start confronting you. Why'd you come home late? I told you the other time.
Not coming home late. Why
just
did you
listen.
not
I'm
communicate?
I'm just like giving you an instant. You understand?
Yeah.
So like when I have told you you're supposed to come, like it should be appropriate, you as a man, to be home at a particular time, or we agreed you should be home at a particular time, and you don't expect me to start asking you questions because you're a grown up man. Sorry.
Exactly.
I'm not going to ask you. So if you feel like whatever you did is appropriate, it's fine. Alternatively, if you understand your man is doing things that you don't like, just you can try and do the same things that he does, so you can show him that you don't like it. He can see it from another angle. Because talking,
and this man,
like, action speaks louder than words.
Exactly.
You
And
understand?
these men don't understand.
If your man comes home late, the next day you come home late. Because I told you last week not to come home late. This week I'm telling you not to come home late. It's been a month and series of sequence of me trying to tell you, Come
Repeating
home
over and
early.
over again, yeah.
Now, from tomorrow, I'm the one who's coming home late.
And at least even communication. Hey, today I'm doing this and this, but this person is not even communicating or saying shit. So how do you expect to be peace in that house? Because you'll be frustrated and you'll be like, this man doesn't respect me enough to be telling me things. So you leave.
I feel like men are scared of communicating, especially to their partners, because of, first of all, rejection of whatever they want to see. You understand? First, we have all agreed that women are nagging.
Yeah.
Which I think it's a habit we're supposed to try and minimize, or like find a very mature way of addressing whatever you want to address.
Yeah, true. We
Understand?
should.
Shouting, yapping, throwing tantrums, we are all grown-ups. So find a way. If talking is not going to help, try actions. If actions are not going to help, keep quiet.
If keeping quiet doesn't help, just go.
Yes.
Leave
if
it.
keeping quiet is not working, leave.
At least at the end of it, you have tried
talking,
and tried and
shout,
tried. Yeah.
yelling, making gestures, being dramatic. No.
We should
No.
stop. We should stop.
For your partner, I believe you should create a room for your partner to listen. Your partner to listen. If I know my man is aggressive, I will be scared of him. I will be scared to communicate to him.
Yeah.
So if women are generally nagging, a man will be scared. Akisema kitu, there will be a very negative feedback. And he's nani anataka kugombanishwa, by the way?
That is actually what they are afraid of.
Nani anataka kugombanishwa?
They're afraid ati nikipiga udem. Ai, sasa nimwambia nenda kuwatch ball akini kelele.
Sasa tuniendeni watch
Let me
ball
just
kelele
watch.
either way.
Either way ndaenda tu kuipata, and we should stop it. Sabada.
So you
but at the
see-
same time, as we need to stop, men need to communicate and act actually like grown-ups,
But yes, sasa it sums up to the topic of toxic masculinity.
Exactly.
Men should not do this. Men should not do this. Men should not do this. Women should do this. Women should do this. The do's.
Ati when I say this, you must do whatever I'm saying. Who said we cannot give opinions? We were created as helpers to you guys.
When it comes to the topic of toxic masculinity, I'm like, if you want me to be whatever it is you want me, then give me whatever it is that I want. You understand?
Yeah.
I'm only going to be loyal to you if you treat me right.
Exactly.
You don't feel like you own me and you don't give me the life that I want.
You don't do anything
And
for
most
me.
men cannot afford the actual life that a woman will want.
True.
You understand? So your topic ati a woman should be like this, my wife should be in the kitchen, nini. Honey, are you buying me dresses every weekend? I want to go to Maldives for holiday. Can you afford that?
You
so
cannot.
please, I am bearing with you the fact that you cannot provide that.
Let me at
Una
least
understand?
do something for myself.
There is a difference between what you want and reality. Reality is different.
True, yeah, it
You cannot.
is.
I talked to this guy and I asked him, like, what's your perspective about women's education? Like, my woman should be in the kitchen cooking. I'd be providing. Honey, you can wake up one morning and you have cancer. You can wake up one morning, you have an accident. Then what? What will become of our children? What will become of me as your wife? It's insurance. My parents did not give birth to me, took me to school, mpaka ni graduate, for me to just come and sit in your kitchen. No, that is not even logically possible.
And when we are talking about toxic masculinity, it has been a very disturbing and wanting and still an interesting topic lately for some time. And I would really like you to make me understand what it really means, toxic masculinity, so that we can also understand all of us, so that we move together to the right
so toxic
direction.
masculinity basically is the idea that masculinity, there's some specific traits that are owned by men. For example, not being withholding communication or feelings, belittling the other gender, or like feeling you're superior compared to the other gender. You understand? So basically that. Okay, and then talking about toxic masculinity, we need to understand something really, really, really important. A woman cannot be better than a man.
True.
And a man cannot be better than a woman. You cannot compare a pencil and a pen. You can't.
Yeah.
Each has their strengths and each has a purpose. A pen can fail to write at a particular moment, and a pencil can be useless at a particular moment.
Exactly.
You understand? So each hold their strength. We can't say who is better than who.
Yeah, true.
When it comes to our natural physique, when it comes to our natural physique, men portray some characteristics that women do not have. For instance, I pretty much agree with gender roles. There's some jobs that generally would physically require a man. I'm not saying women should not do. They should be given the choice because tukika chini tuangalie, not every woman
Can do what every man, some things that
every
men
man
can do.
not, and
Yeah.
not every man can do what
Some
but there are
women
some
can do.
men who can do what women can do, and
Yeah.
there's some women who can do what men can do. You understand?
Yeah, I get
so
it.
I feel like there should be a choice should be placed there so that women can be able to choose what they want and men can be able to choose what
Instead
they want.
of like following the norms of the society.
Exactly.
This is what you should do. A woman is not supposed to express her feelings or yell at a man when he
Exactly.
goes wrong. Like
Exactly.
sijui nini. We should stop all that nonsense. May call it nonsensical nonsense, honestly, cause give me a room to express myself. Take my idea. I know as a man you're supposed to be the head. Yes, you are. Actually, you are. And I'm giving you that opportunity because I can't do what you can do.
Yes, true.
And I can do some of the things that you can do, but I cannot do it at your level of perfection, you know.
True.
So let me express myself. Express yourself. Let us come to one conclusion. You see, that way we are moving.
For instance, let's talk about the issue of the kitchen. The kitchen is a place that when I talk to men, I want a woman who can cook. Fine, fine. No judgments, no hard feelings.
course, yeah.
That's your standards in terms of the woman you want to marry. But aren't there male chefs?
They are.
They
actually
cook fantastic
very
meals.
good meals.
Yes. So they were given the choice and they were like, I want the kitchen to be my place, and they owned it and they're making money and they're making something out of it. Right?
Yeah.
So like women have their specific qualities and men have their specific qualities that are just specific to this particular gender.
Actually, we don't want to sound as if the way we are making this we are releasing this thing. I feel like some people will feel like, yeah, they're only talking about women. It's like women should neglect their duties. We actually don't mean that. Yes, we know our duty is to do some of the chores in the house. But what we mean, it should not be like it is a must. We know what we're supposed to do, and let us do it our own way. You know, there's some men who want you to do what they want you to do instead of letting you be the woman. It's like the acting the two characters. Ati, no, you're not cooking nicely. I want you to cook like this. Let the woman do her job without you like trying to interrupt her. And women, let men do what they're supposed to do without you guys interrupting them.
But the idea is to after you've just grasped and mastered and understood that the genders have different strengths, the next thing is to respect one another.
Exactly.
You know, I know women are like this. I know their biology like this. I understand a woman, and this is how she acts. And me as a woman, I understand this is how my man is, and this is like how he acts, and this is his behavior. It's my responsibility to understand, accept, and appreciate my man. And the woman should reciprocate that, you know?
We should, exactly.
You know, if I know my man does not like me being loud, I want to stay with him. So I should give him kila kitu enye anafaa kukua nayo ndio to support hii relationship yetu
so that it can work.
So, understand?
Yeah, I get it.
So like hii issue ati now no one wants to change. We all want to be egocentric and prove which gender is better than the other, and like women should be like this, like this, like this, like this.
Talking
and
about
men should...
that, you made me remember something. My friend was telling me nowadays it is really hard kubembeleza dem yako kama kujamia because your fellow men are like, sambo unambembeleza, yeah, like, you know, like they're so questioning, like if she wants to go, let her go, you know. They don't want to be like, you know, kitambo, my woman is mad, sindo, let me try and go fix things.
Yes.
You know, I need to know what's her problem. I need to fix, I need to know where I'm wrong. But nowadays the ego is too much in that the man, he knows very well he's wrong, and he knows the woman will leave. But instead of accepting the mistake and going to talk to the woman, he doesn't want to prove the boys that ati anataka kuprove that yeye ni gangster, you know. And that can make people to lose very loyal people to their lives actually, and very good women. just, it's okay to be humble, be humble to your woman, talk to her. Hata sisi, when we see sometimes men are mad, kama nimekosea, I'll come humble to you because I want this to work. Staki sai norms ya sai ni ego. No one wants to fix things. No one wants to work for anything. Yani, ati see, there are many women, there are many men. That's toxic.
Just you like, unajua, you've said that, and I was like, I feel like men, like, we have this notion that is going around that women are their biggest enemies. You've heard the line before. Kwa akili yangu najiambia, like, I think men are also their enemies. It's more like women communicate more. If you hurt me, I will go and say, Nani did this to me, Nani did this to me.
We're emotional wired.
You understand? But when a man fucks up another man, he will not say. He will not say about it. So, like, boys are loyal. It's brocode. He can take his shit, so keep quiet about it. We're more vocal. So it is portrayed that we are our own enemies, which I would pretty much not... I don't like to support that theory, because personally I have good friends, and they're my ride or dies, and I would do anything for them.
They will not watch you make a wrong decision simply because they want to show you that you should be strong or stuff, They're like, enyewe hapa, you made a mistake. You were supposed to do this and this. You just go, try to fix things,
But in any case,
I heard a friend, she was asking me, when I told her, we are going to talk about toxic masculinity, something that will draw us to that topic. She was asking me a question. What traits do you find attractive in a partner? Do you find traditional gender trait attractive? What does it mean to man up? In what ways is this phrase harmful or helpful?
Now ask them one at a time.
Okay. What does it mean to man up? And in what ways is this phrase harmful or helpful?
I feel like manning up means stepping up in terms of maturity, knowing what to do, what, when, and how. You have a confrontation, you're upset, be careful with what you say, know when to be silent, and know when to speak.
She's here asking, I had an argument with my boyfriend, and he's really doing things the wrong way. He comes home late. He doesn't surprise me. I've been with him for so long. I only have one present from him. He has never taken me out, not unless I ask for it. And when I ask for it, he actually turns the decisions I make to what he wants to suit him. And I told him when we had an argument to man up, and he was mad.
Can I answer that?
Please.
Listen, women need to understand that men are human beings, just like them. I personally, I'm not a very huge fan of men, though I'm straight. Just to clarify. But anyway. Anyway.
Okay.
So women need to understand that men are human beings, and the world does not revolve around you. When you go into a relationship, you're so invested in how it's going to benefit you than your partner. You understand? Because one thing I have taught myself as a woman, because I personally have been taught how to love by my father. I know how he has shown me what you do when you love someone, because he has loved me and my siblings. So I know what it is. You understand? And most of the time, love is always giving. When you love someone, you do not put them in a place that you want to take.
Exactly.
You understand? So, like, when it comes to things like presents, has she given the man the presents?
Not even
when
the
it
present.
comes to like taking this guy, because this guy
she meant she has been with a guy for long. That means it's like 3 to 2 years, 4, and this guy has never even bought her even one thing. Now tell me,
it is not it. If he is in the position, if this guy loves this girl
4 years,
back, listen. If this girl the guy loves the girl, and he is in the position to buy presents, he will.
You know, presents.
If No, it's not a must.
No one said it's a must,
Uh-huh.
but when she, like, there's always something to spice up the relation. Now tell me, as a woman, you've dated a man for 4 years and nothing, even like this,
No,
even
I
to, even
wouldn't.
even at least to get you even a cup, a mug, to be like, just,
No, presence is a love language for a lot of women, but I think do not put your feelings on
Exactly.
materials.
Yeah, yeah.
You understand? If he brings you would really like him to bring a present, but if he doesn't, it's still okay.
It's still okay.
We have a bigger problem here. I love him. That is the key gender. I love him. What do I want? In fact, for me, I would go and buy the guy the present. You understand? If he's not comfortable with being out there taking you for trips and vacations and whatnot, like, understand your partner, how he works. There are men who are okay buying gifts. They will throw money at you and buy you
Not
everything.
true. Mimi, there's something I believe in. Hata wewe, when you love someone, you'll find yourself, hata ukiona kitu, you're like, it will look good on him, You just get it. Not because it's a force. Because you love this person, and when you see good things, you're like, by the way, this one will make him happy. Let me just buy it for him. But when it comes to him, he doesn't reciprocate to her.
Okay, let's talk about your instant ya ku take care of the household, because women apparently want people who can be able to provide for them, providers. Sindio? I know you are lose kazi yako, and I tell you to man up. I don't necessarily mean you go find a hole and dig gold and bring hard cash here. I mean, honey, you're comfortable. I'm not seeing you making moves.
Please, you need
Please
to pull
do
yourself
something.
out of that comfort
I
zone.
need to feel your efforts, because I know effort can be seen and felt.
I'm not
Unaona?
happy. You need to do something.
I can
about
see you struggling. I can see you doing things.
And I understand.
And I understand.
But I want you to do more.
Exactly. But then again, we should draw a line. There are genuinely bad people. Mtu mwenye atakufrustrate. You keep on trying and you're not good enough. Please, that one is not a good person. You understand? But manning up, when I tell my partner, just man up. Like, you're being inappropriate for this environment, so find a way to make it conducive. Like, be a little bit more mature. You understand?
Yeah, I get it now.
Yeah.
That's a very good answer, by the way, because I sometimes find myself telling someone, manze, man up. And I don't necessarily mean ati you're behaving sijui aje. No, I want you to do better.
Yes.
And I want you to understand it in that perspective. And I don't know how to say it to you. So the only way I can say it, man up. And then you get it wrong. Yeah, like, this woman is underrating me and stuff. But
they can also try. Men can adopt the word woman up. Maybe it can be. I'm just joking. I'm not sure.
Woman up. Okay. So I hope you guys are answered, especially the one who asked this question. Another question was what do masculinity and femininity means to you, and what trait would you consider to be masculine or feminine?
Well,
That's a hard question.
okay. Basically, to me, it's just as simple as masculinity is what makes a man, and femininity is what makes a woman, a woman. I know we're in a very tough era where we don't even understand how many genders there are and how many. It's so complicated, but
Yeah.
to me, it is whatever makes a man, masculinity. Whatever makes a woman is femininity. It's just as simple as that.
Yeah.
Because like I told you, men have the features that are like specific for them. Same to a woman.
Yeah.
And if a man decides to pick some characteristics that are specific for the women, then he will be considered. I don't think he will be considered a woman. He will just be a man acting like a woman.
What are you saying? What is it? She's it.
I'm not even sure what I'm saying, but ni hivi, mwanamume akiamua anataka kusema anavaa dress. You understand? That does not necessarily make this man a woman.
I get it now.
It makes this man a man who acts or behaves
As
like a woman. You understand?
Oh, it's not like when I dress, I don't have boobs and I dress like a guy. It doesn't make me a man.
Yes.
I'm still a woman.
You're still a woman.
I get it. So, you didn't finish that question. So, what traits would you consider to be masculine or feminine?
Traits, personally. I don't know. I'm not sure because I'm not pretty much invested in knowing the gender differences, but I pretty much think women are naturally caring
Yeah.
in nature.
Yeah.
And by caring, I don't mean men are careless. I mean they can take care of something.
Yeah, true.
They are nurturing. That is the best word.
Actually,
Nurturing.
yeah.
Nurturing, okay? And a man is a provider.
We are homemakers.
And I'm not saying by provider like yeye ndio caretaker wa mwanamke. That is not what I mean. By a provider, I mean someone who can work. You understand? Purpose for working, none of my business. But even in a man's physique, he's built with muscles for working. You understand?
Yeah. To
But
make sure everything is
a
put
woman
together.
knows how to balance emotions. You understand? So generally, a woman will be so nurturing. In fact, even if
And
you
I feel
look
the
at
efforts are
even if you look
balanced,
at even if you
actually.
look at animals in the forest or like at basic things like kuku, kifaranga huwa inafuata mama yake until a particular age. You understand?
And I think the traits are balanced.
Yes, and like the female takes care of things. That's why I would generally advise. It's not factual or I'm not imposing anything on anyone, but like kazi kama nursing would be more appropriate for a woman because of the nurturing nature. Would
True,
understand?
yeah.
And like kazi kama masonry and some hard stuff would be
Very
appropriate
appropriate
for a
for a
man because
man.
of his physique.
True.
But this does not mean that a woman cannot work in that area or field, and this does not mean a man cannot work in the other field.
Yeah.
Depends with the person. The freedom ni yake.
True, yeah.
You understand?
True,
Yeah, that is what my understanding.
Yeah. So I also think toxic traits ni kama hizo kuwa aggressive.
Yes. No, that is toxic.
Yeah, and that's what I'm
Because
talking
are
about.
you aware
Toxic
there are women
traits.
who are also aggressive?
Hey, they are.
Yes. So they are also toxic women. Just like the
We
toxic
sometimes
men.
become toxic, by the way. It's not only for the men. We are trying to put this in form of both genders. Just like there is a way men are overdoing things, ama there is a way we are lacking understanding on each other that needs to be addressed. Hii mambo ya ati umekosea and someone tells you you're right, a wrong can never make a right. And a right can never make a wrong. You see? So yeah. So aggressive, sexual aggression. Where? Would tell me more about sexual aggression.
Basically, I'm not even like what exactly about sexual aggression because this can be assault.
It's a toxic trait. I wouldn't even want to think about it. Anyways, where do traditional gender roles come from? Traditional gender roles. Blank.
Traditional gender roles. That is as simple as an individual's culture. You understand? And culture and traditions are just like where you're from.
These were the ones that usually say a woman should be in the house, kazi ni kuzaa, and the man should go out to kutafuta pesa.
But let me tell you
Most of the
something.
traditions.
This one I didn't
Kitambo.
Say
know.
for
21st century.
This one I didn't know until I started talking to some close individuals that in Africa, women were respected.
Sana.
Yes.
Sana.
And all this issue about feminism is a white man's thing. It's not ours. In Africa, women had their roles. They appreciated women for their strengths.
Sana.
And
Sana.
they were treated with respect.
Before things were put in place, not like now.
A woman respected the man.
Sana.
And there were boundaries.
You know, when the man would say leave school, the woman would leave school. But right now, I feel like it's like a competition.
Times have changed. But that is a Western influence thing. Yeah. You understand? In our culture, we were raised by our grandma, taught morals of how a girl is supposed to be. They looked after us. They took care of us until we got to a certain age where we were supposed to be betrothed. We got married to a suitor who whom the community felt, the community or the clan or the
Whatever it is.
selected and so was appropriate
I
to
wouldn't
us.
imagine someone choosing for me a husband. Like,
No, but in every positive thing there must be a negative thing. You understand? Despite the fact they respected women and they gave them their roles and they had work for them, they acknowledged their presence and treated them like human beings and understood them. There were some shortcomings.
True,
Sasa kama
yeah,
hiyo ya
true.
kuchaguliwa partner, it's not a flex.
sort of flex, but I feel like before you would get married to anyone, because they were so the men were so responsible. You know,
That one true.
there were no like disrespecting a woman for this and this.
And plus, all
It's
men
not,
were providers
it's unlike
then.
now, you know.
All
They were
men were-
providers, like providers, you know.
Yeah. Okay.
The first thing they will make sure their home is, everything is there, the wife is happy, the kids are happy, everything is provided for the home. Not at least do we go in where considering friends, kwanza, badala family. I think
Yeah.
yeah. So the last question. How are our behaviors, beliefs influenced by our biological sex?
First of all, you need to understand that a woman's brain is not similar to that of a man's. We have different parts of, for instance, the man's brain in charge of emotions is a little bit larger than that one of a woman's. The part, I think, inaitwa amygdala. So ni kubwa compared to that of
Of a woman.
a woman. You understand? And a woman's brain, part ya memory, ni kubwa.
Sana.
Compared
Don't forget
to
things, I tell you.
compared to that of a man. So understanding this nature, first of all, where does it put us? That is why, like, when you read inaku-expose and then inakupatia stand, you decide to take a step higher. Because for me, if I understand that my partner is more likely to forget than I do, it's my responsibility to compliment him.
Yeah.
I will remind him. I will not make a fuss about him forgetting like our anniversary or like when we met or like, I know those are special occasions, but women's part of the brain that is responsible for such events is
Actually,
more active.
we are actually more responsible for reminding them,
Yes.
because they have a lot of things to do. They're thinking about how they will make sure everything is put together. They need to make sure the woman is provided, they reach their goals and their dreams. Like, so much is expected from them, you know.
Yeah,
So
so
I
like
think, yeah.
when you understand your partner, this is his weaknesses, and your partner understands like my woman is emotions zake, she cannot like,
Yeah.
you know, like what do I do about it? Because at the end of the day, I say sahizi we have like the LGBTQ. If you feel like being straight is too hard for you, you can shift to the other side. That is not an offense, like sija sema, because we are just trying to find a balance, right? I will do what works for me. If you cannot be straight, you join the other side. Which
Why
pia
should you
sina
join
shida.
the other side?
No, because you're not okay being straight. Maybe you might be okay being.
But that's why there are men in the world.
No.
I'm sorry, guys, but
No, I'm like,
uh-huh.
if I'm a woman and I feel like generally I can't put up with a man and do whatnots, I will be lesbian because now
Of course, there's a man for you.
Nivo, yes, there's a man for me, but like
Patience, please.
right.
You don't get everything that you want in one person. You don't get a whole package in one person.
Right, but I'm talking about the natural physique. If you cannot accept the nature of a human being vile yako, then find an alternative.
And you'll never, even then, that alternative, you won't find everything that you need there.
It's not about perfection. It's trying to find something
Exactly.
that
If
is
it's not
that
about
no,
perfection,
it's,
then
it's finding something that is workable. Don't get it twisted.
all right. Okay. So, are gender roles primarily inherited or learned?
Both, a little bit of both. Actually, most of both.
Both.
Because
I wouldn't choose that equal.
because we
Learned
do,
am
we
I
will
inherited?
always. My uncle asked me something. He asked me something. Do we have a choice? And then I was like, yes, we always have a choice. And then I was like, where does your choice come from? My mind. And what is your mind filled with the ideas? And where the ideas come from? My environment. And where is your environment? Right here. So one thing leads to another. Everything that builds you is whatever that is fed to you. If I tell you to take a pen right now and draw something that does not exist in this world, you will use whatever it is that you have seen to try and build up something new. It is very hard to come up with something that has not initially exist. If if I tell you to draw a monster, you'll give it maybe one eye or none and a nose and a huge mouth. It will have teeth. Where did you know there is teeth? It's there. You see it. You understand? So generally, when it comes to building up of behaviors, majority is inherited.
Exactly.
You'll have your traits from your parents. You'll have your traits from your parents, and naturally you'll have your traits specifically because you're a woman. There's a way
and it's inherited actually.
Yes, but then again,
Someone learn.
life experiences, exposure, your environment will definitely affect
Teach
who
you.
you are, the way you think, how you speak.
True.
Yes, generally. So it's basically a little bit of both.
Because me, I feel like I've grown up in a family whereby I feel like I should respect a man. Like I should let the man lead without interrupting, and at the same time the man should be able to listen to me. That is inherited. And also I've also learned different things, so it is both. There's no what it's inherited kabisa, sindio? So that's it. And
Share, comment, like. We need to know your opinions so we can know if we can do other such like videos. It was an interesting time with you guys. We love you so much. Ciao.
we love you guys, and bye. Have a nice time.